The only thing is we need the money to pay the rent for this building. So please help support us. Think about joining us at sfbs.org. Now let me introduce our speaker. Her name is RG, that's initial, Enriquez. She's going to show you how to cook Filipino food, vegan, and her mission is to make it so that you guys can cook at home, and it's simple and delicious. Please welcome RG and Enriquez.
Thank you. Is this thing on? Hello? Hello, can you guys, should I? Oh, got it. Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, a big crowd. So thank you so much for being here, for your interest, learning about vegan Filipino cooking. Yay! So thank you. Thank you as well to the organizers and to the volunteers for inviting me again. So this is my second time doing this. Last year was the very first. And I'm so glad that they found it successful enough to bring me back. So thank you to the organizers. And also last year was the first time that they had a Filipino cooking demonstration. So it was really cool to have it again. Also just really cool to have this event for the community, right? It's wonderful. So to those who were here last year, so basically I'm going to do a little bit of refresher before we get into cooking. So I'm going to be talking a little bit more about, well, 3 things before we get to cooking. Just so you have a better idea of what we're about to do today. So 3 things. What is Filipino food? What is astig vegan? And why should you make vegan Filipino food at home? So first, what is Filipino food? Anyone? Yeah. Easy enough. So it's the cuisine of the Philippines. So Philippines is a country in Southeast Asia. And we're composed of many different islands, about 7,000 islands. So you can just imagine the diversity, how rich our culture is. We've also been influenced by so many other countries through traders, colonizers, merchants. And unfortunately, especially up north in the Philippines, our food has become very meat heavy. So it's the main ingredient. And hello, there's any spot? Come in. Hi. And if down south, where it's more rural setting, more vegetables on the plate, but not entirely purely vegan. It will still have some fish sauce or shrimp paste or tiny bits of pork here and there. So for some Filipinos to think that it's a Filipino dish without animal products on the plate seems unimaginable. Because it's usually the main highlight meat, and then there's the rice. So it's always meat and rice. And which brings me to my second point. What is astig vegan? So astig vegan is the name of my website. Ta-da! Okay. And I veganize Filipino food. Yay! And it's not just me, of course. There are other great vegan Filipinos out there as well who veganize Filipino food. Outside there was Nick's Kitchen. Have you had the Nick's Kitchen? Yeah. So it's really nice. And so a little bit about me. My name is RG. That's my nickname. And I was born and raised in the Philippines until I was 15 years old. And my mom would cook Filipino food for the entire family. She was a full-time homemaker, and she was fantastic at it. So she would cook Filipino food, if not 3 times a day, at least every day, for at least 15 years. So you can just imagine, how much cooking she has done and how much it has improved over time. And fast forward later, we moved here in the US, the Bay Area. I took a nutrition class in college. And although at that time, it wasn't my choice. It was like, mandatory class. There was no intention for me to go vegan. I did not know anyone who was vegan. Didn't see any educational materials about veganism. But that class, even though far from being vegan as well, made me aware of what's in my food, of what I put inside my body. And then just one day, so I have incorporated more vegetables in my plate. One day, as I was just chewing meat, I felt bad about chewing flesh. And so every person's path to veganism is different, but that was mine. And I did not know what to feel about it. I was like, this is strange. I feel bad about it. It's like one of those, I would imagine like a 5-year-old or 7-year-old saying, I don't want to eat my friends. It's like that for me, but I was already in college. And so I felt bad about it, and I did not know what to do, especially because I love Filipino food. And it was the answer to, so I wasn't sure, should I just give up Filipino food now that I want to go more plant-based? So back then I was just going vegetarian. Should I give up Filipino food, part of my culture, part of who I am, part of what I consider home, especially now that I'm here in the US, away from my homeland? That's what reminds me of home when I eat Filipino food. So the unlikely source of my answer to that dilemma came from my parents. So I thought they would be the first ones to go against my decision to go plant-based, especially because my mom cooks for the family. But it was actually my dad who told me, you keep eating vegetables, why don't you go vegetarian? And it was my mom who's a wonderful cook, who makes sure, she critiques all the time, she guides me to make sure that whatever I make will taste just like how she would make it, will taste just like how I remembered it back home in the Philippines. So that now my mantra is Filipino food can be vegan, healthy, and delicious without losing its soul, without losing its essence. And which brings me to my third point. So that once I felt like I cracked the code, oh my gosh, it's actually possible to veganize these things. I took it to the internet to share my recipes to whoever, because I felt like this is a wonderful invention. I want everyone to know about this. So I took it to my website, astigvegan.com. Astig means awesome, kick-ass. So I wanted a Tagalog word that would seem fun, so I chose astig. And I shared it online. Eventually, also, at this point, I was vegan. So eventually, people took notice. And people like you, that's why you're here. And that's also what brought me here today in front of you, because more and more people got interested. I mean, last year was a great turnout, but this year, it even doubled. So, and there are more and more people asking for recipes from me. So it's, which is my third point. Why should you make Filipino food at home? What if you didn't grow up eating Filipino food and you don't miss eating Filipino food? Why should you still make it at home? Well, because why not? All right? No, I'm just kidding. No, because it's a testament that there's more to vegan cooking, right? That you can be creative with food. There's so much more. There's so much more to explore and to learn about vegan cooking and about the vegan lifestyle. I've been vegan more or less 15 years, and I still have so much to learn about the world of vegan ingredients. And it's just a testament that it's great to learn outside of the ordinary, such as vegan Filipino cuisine. And it's very doable. You don't have to be born and raised in the Philippines to learn how to make a Filipino dish. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make vegan Filipino kare-kare. So who here has had it before? Oh, okay. Anyone can describe what is kare-kare? All right. So, yeah, so this is evidence that even oxtail you can veganize, right? So, kare-kare is a Filipino stew, and it is a Filipino stew made of thick peanut sauce, flavorful, savory peanut sauce. And yes, so the traditional ones have oxtail and even other pig parts. And it was very delectable, and it's a great dish. People serve it at fiestas. It takes forever to make, especially the old school way of the peanuts and the rice, toasting rice. But because it's vegan, you can totally make this in probably cut the cooking time in half when making this, because you don't have to wait to tenderize the meat and all that. So it's really simple. And they usually serve this. Oh, you say it twice. Kare-kare. Kare-kare. And it sounds Japanese, but it's not. Okay. And it's more of a party food that people serve this at fiestas. It's not a fiesta without kare-kare. So I have here a pot, and we're just gonna saute with oil, just a little bit of oil, enough to cover the base of the pot here. And we're gonna saute with garlic and onions. And if you want to do no oil, any suggestions, Lisa?
Water.
Yep. What type of oil do I use? I like to use coconut oil. Also, grapeseed oil is great. Okay, I'm going to add the onions now. Just to sweat it out. Love the sizzle. This is what you call gisa in Tagalog, which is basically sauteing. This is the beginning of most Filipino cooking. So this is the gisa. And then you add the eggplants. So traditionally, you would cut them in bigger sizes. But because we're feeding a big party here, I cut them in smaller sizes, also for the interest of time. Any tricks on how to cook eggplant faster? Yes, you salt them, yeah. So that's what I did. So right now it's a little bit moist. Oh, yes. So you roast them over open flame, the eggplant. Yes. Are you going to have so recipes. So I didn't print out recipes just to be more green, but it's available online. So this is the website, astigvegan.com. Also, if you can't remember, I'm like, what is that again? As what? So you can just Google. It's in a program. And you can just Google vegan kare-kare, and then I'm one of the results. On YouTube, it has a video format. So it's also better that you're not looking at printout right now, so you can watch how it unfolds. And then at home, you just look on YouTube, and you'll see my face. And so I'll show you like a step-by-step. What was that? A step-by-step. You can pause. They're like, what did she say again? So, yeah. And then the rule of thumb when cooking in general is that you want to put the ingredients that have a harder texture first, and then you move on to the softer one so that by the end they have this about the same texture. Oh, sure. Oh, no, this is fine. This is heat resistant. Thank you. But for me, personally, I like my eggplant a little like more like mushy next to the, yeah, right? Okay, I'm not the only one. Okay, great. Okay, and then, so far so good, right? So you're sauteing the garlic, onions. What else? Eggplant, really simple. You want to add a little bit of salt. Okay, and then, okay, here's a little bit of something that may be unfamiliar to some. You put banana flowers. Yes. So here's what it looks like. So, banana flowers. So you add that in. I'm using about just one banana flower. Okay. You're like, what? What is that? Flower? Okay, bananas have flowers? Yes. Actually, when it opens up, it will have like pistils inside. That will become the bananas. Really cool. Okay. I'm pretty sure you're all wondering if you're not familiar with banana flour. Where do you buy it? I got my ingredients at Pacific Super. So, Pacific Supermarket. Here's the Ranch 99. Every Asian grocery store will have this. Yes, I am brave enough to say that. Yes. So for the interest of time, I'm not going to show you how to prepare it, but it's really simple. I'm going to explain real quick. So this is what it looks like. Smells really good. The outside, so these are the petals. So it's going to open up, and this will be the bananas. Isn't that neat? So cool. Yeah. In the Philippines, they grow abundantly. So these are not edible though, the outer. So I have step-by-step video of how to prepare this on YouTube. This is optional in this pot. So you're like, I am good, like I don't want to learn an extra step. It's fine. You don't have to do this, but it's really nice just to have fun with it. Kind of a traditional touch to it. It's a banana blossom, or in the Philippines we call this what? I'm so impressed. Who said those? Any Tagalog speakers here? Raise your hands, Tagalog speakers. Yay! Okay. So what is puso ng saging? What does that mean? Puso ng saging. Puso means heart. So it's the heart of the banana. All right. So basically, you want to get into the center, the tender bud, and then you oil the chopping board and the knife so that it won't get any sap. You chop them, soak them in lemon water or salt water, let it soak for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, rinse it, and that's good to go. So it's not rocket science, right? It's extra step, but it's not rocket science. You can totally do it. All right. Okay, now let's get into the liquid. The measurement, like I said, just go on astigvegan.com or just do a Google search, YouTube search. It will be there. Yeah. So I'm adding about 2 cups of vegetable broth here. The more umami flavor the vegetable broth, the better. So I would say if it's mushroom, more mushroom broth based. All right. And then I'm going to add what you call achuete. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. So how would you describe achuete, do you think, to some people who may not be familiar?
It's just a vegetable coloring.
Yes. Which is what's super awesome is that it's traditionally vegan, natural flavoring. It's not artificial. And achuete. I like this brand here, Mamacitas, because it's already powdered. Usually it's seeds. Here. And then after the demo, you can grab the packaging from me. I'm adding about 4.5 tablespoons of that achuete. This is a quintessential look. It has to have that reddish-orange hue, right? Without it, it's not kare-kare even though it tastes like it. So you're going to add about 4.5 tablespoons of achuete. It's from annatto seeds.
So could you make the, if you don't, because I have the seeds, but usually I put them in oil.
Right. So what if you have the whole seeds at home? You can only find annatto seeds instead of annatto powder. You can totally steep them in your oil and use that. Although it won't still be as strong because you will need about 4.5 tablespoons of achuete powder. So I would suggest to instead let it steep in water instead of oil, or ground it in powder form with water. So it's powder form, you don't want to add it straight. You want to dissolve the achuete first. Really inexpensive. You can find it in Asian grocery stores.
Does that have a flavor or is it just for color?
It's for color mainly, but it has a nice, mildly peppery taste. Really cool. Like, I would say like paprika has a mild peppery taste, like that. But it doesn't provide as much as orange hue as achuete. So I'm adding about 3 quarts of water here. I heard my name. Any questions? No? Okay. All right. Rocking and rolling. About 3 quarts here. All right. So depending on the brand of your vegetable broth, you may want to add... Okay. Okay. It's out of here. It's all right. It's live TV. Just kidding. Okay. So, can I have another ladle, please? All right, Marita, can you have another ladle? So, you want to just have the heat higher so that you can simmer. So, really simple, right? So only the maybe unfamiliar ingredients will be the banana blossom, which you don't have to if you're sort of intimidated, but it's simple to prepare. The taste of it will be a cross between artichokes and bamboo shoots. Really interesting. And you're about to have it later, so you be the judge if you want to try it at home. And then, of course, the achuete. But that achuete, you can just buy it powder form. I bought like 3 packages of this, about 69 cents. You whisk it in water and you add it there.
How do you spell that?
Here. Achuete. And then, like I said, you can always, thank you, Marisha. You can always grab this from me after, it's empty, so it's fine. Just take it home with you. And then, or take a picture. So if the next person wants to, so yeah. And then, we will add the thickener, which is, yes. How did you know? Oh, yeah, just like, it's a good guess. Okay, so we're adding about 2 cups. I'm afraid that this is going to slip again. Okay, so we're adding about 2 cups of, this is not, okay, a little trivia or a little tidbit about the use of peanut sauce. So traditionally, it's you toast the peanuts and you grind it, and then you use it. So, but over time, people want to sort of just find an easier way to do it. So they use peanut butter. So I would leave it up to you how you would like to do it. But let me just cover this so that it will speed up the simmering. So what I did though, personally, I toast the peanuts and then I use a Vitamix and then I just add enough water to cover the peanuts and then I blend it. So, or if you don't have Vitamix or you don't want to just, toast, you can also go to a place that does pure peanut butter, right? I think Safeway does it maybe. Okay, Rainbow, Waco. Maybe Safeway, maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, you can totally go there and just get pure peanut butter. Some Filipinos use peanut butter, just the regular peanut butter sandwich spread. and they love it. So I will leave up to you. I would suggest to use pure peanut butter so it has less sugar. But the traditional way is to toast the peanuts first, about over low heat, 5 minutes each side, so about 10-15 minutes. Not that hard. It's just that it cuts 15 minutes out if you use pure peanut butter. But it takes out that toast flavor. I like the nutty toasted flavor, so this is what I use. So I'm gonna add about 2 cups. Right here. Oh yeah. I'm not too sure what they do, but or what kind of, it depends. But for me, I just simply got dried peanuts, toast them, and then use Vitamix.
But it looks lighter because it's a different kind of peanut.
No.
Because it was toasted.
There's no skin on it.
There's no skin. Yeah, it was. That's a great idea. Yeah, you can totally make this ahead of time. Peanut powder. There's what you call that, PB2. Right. Or maybe toast the PB2 first on a pan and then mix it with water. So imparts that. Yeah, you can also toast garlic peanuts. All right. So about 2 tablespoons, 2 cups. Here. Totally make this ahead of time. Go ahead. Oh. Right. What if you're allergic to peanuts? Can you still make kare-kare? My niece is highly allergic. It's dangerous for her to even touch peanuts. But my sister, her mom, was able to make kare-kare using sunflower seeds and tahini. So sunflower seed butter and tahini. Yeah, and my nieces love it. So I highly suggest. Okay. All right, and now to thicken it further, this is not in the traditional, this is in the traditional version, but not so much over time. Toasted rice flour. So I'm gonna put it here because you don't want to add it directly to the pot. So you add a little bit of water just to fully dissolve the rice flour. All right, and then you mix it. So how do you do this? You buy rice flour, you toast it on pan. Or if you really toast, or you toast the rice. Toast the rice and then grind the rice. That's really the original way to do it. I'm sorry? Right. So cool the rice first before you grind. Okay, thank you. Okay. Right, yeah. So because this is such a huge turnout, we're gonna have about what? You can just smell it instead of no samples. No, we'll have to be very conservative with the samples. So just a heads up.
Beyond conservative, so the first one out there runs everybody over. Enjoy, learn, and whatever you get to taste. Sorry, but this is incredible. We failed with this great success. Next year.
We're going to auditorium.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
And also, so we have another class right after this, so please still have 15 minutes.
All right. And we're almost done, so don't worry. Yay.
The rice mixture adds
a nice toasted rice taste. So if you've had, there's a Filipino term called pinipig. So it's like toasted rice flavor that really imparts a nice nuttiness to the stew. It also thickens it. But over time, some Filipino households skip using rice flour, so it's purely peanut butter. But I highly suggest to try rice flour. So 3 ways to do the rice flour thing. Toast rice, grind it, mix it with water. Second, toast rice flour straight. Or you can, some households even just do rice, fried rice, garlic fried rice, and blend it with water. Yeah, it's a cooked fried rice. So many different tricks, but this is my trick, so I like this way. So you keep mixing it as you pour, so they won't form lumps. Although it will still form lumps, but that's fine. It's just a little bit of lumps here and there. All right. And then it will thicken over time, especially the next day, it will be even thicker. Okay, time for me to taste. You always want to taste what you're making because it always depends on the brand that you get. So, for example, it may be a little bland if you use a different kind of vegetable broth. It really all depends. Or too savory. So it's up to you. Here. I'm gonna taste it now. May I have a spoon? Here. Actually, I'm just gonna. Yum. Right. I like it. All right. So we add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, go ahead. Yes. It's almost criminal if you serve this without rice. So you're going to have this with rice today. I cooked some rice at home and then brought it here. Okay, and then you add string beans. Did you guys see that? The string beans. So long beans, Asian grocery store. If you can't, if it's too far from you, Asian grocery stores buy green beans. It's fine. All right, and then after that. Sitaw in Tagalog, yes. Then you add your tripe replacement. Optional, but this is what you call white or yellow fungus or snow mushroom. Anyone familiar with this? Yeah? How would you describe it? Like somebody like, oh. Have you tried it? No. Okay, try it first because this doesn't taste like anything. It's mainly there for texture. It's really nice and chewy. And it's not necessarily going to remind you of tripe or anything. It's just really nice chewy texture. Yes. So it's you have to rehydrate it. So it's dried mushroom. Now it means to those who eat mushroom, this is really not too different. You just buy it next to the dried shiitake mushrooms. It's there. And it's in fact part of a Chinese medicinal herb. So if you go to there's a package Chinese medicinal soup, you will see it part of that. So not only has no cholesterol, but it's actually good for your health. So I'm adding a lot because we're gonna have a lot of people here. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So if you see, it's getting thicker and thicker. Right, and yes. So that's how we're achieving that by adding the snow mushroom. Right. So I'm adding more of the rice flour here just to thicken it further.
Did you soak the mushrooms first?
Yes, you want to soak because it's dried when you buy it. So soak it, and you know what's nice? You don't have to wait to tenderize the mushroom. Unlike meat, if you soak it in water, less than 10 minutes, it's good to go. Oh, you're familiar with it? Yeah. So what else can you cook with snow mushroom? Any suggestions?
My mother makes a Chinese soup with it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be very
Very
healing.
healing, yes. So it's good for you. Yes. All right. So I'm making a paste here in case you're wondering, just to thicken the soup even further. And then we're going to add the choy sam or the greens, and we're done. You put into boil and you're done. Of course, you want to adjust the seasoning toward the last step. But I tasted it. It was fine. I like it. Okay.
Can you add any seaweed or anything to that?
Seaweed?
Yeah.
You may. The traditional version doesn't have any kind of fish or any seafood taste, sea taste.
Maybe that fishy flavor.
Right, but if you would like to, go ahead.
Doesn't have it.
Traditionally, it doesn't have it. All right. And then you add the choy sam. No, yes, but not in this dish. So for this dish, you add the rice flour. Some skip it, and they just use peanut butter, and it thickens the soup as well. So you add the choy sam. This is CHOYSUM. 2 words, choy sam. But if you are not familiar and you're like, I want to use something familiar, you can use bok choy. This is not bok choy, it's called choy sam. In Tagalog, we call this pechay. Baby, this is also called baby bok choy. Yeah, baby bok choy, baby choy sam. Yeah. Yum. Adds a wonderful color there. Okay, put that to boil and we are done. Yeah, you can also, if you want, you can also use spinach, but it will wilt right away. So it's nice to have that nice stalk, juicy stalk there. Yeah. So, yeah, it's nice and creamy. Okay, thank you. So that's the last step. You just put that to a boil and you are done. Let me taste it a little bit more because I want to make sure it's all ready for you guys before you have it. Just add a little bit more vegetable broth. Any questions? I'm pretty sure. Last ones. To bagoong? Yes. So a condiment that goes with kare-kare is shrimp paste. And in Tagalog, we call this bagoong. But you can veganize it. You can simplify a vegan version. It's on my YouTube, but it's basically black bean sauce mixed with powdered nori seaweed. And the nori seaweed will have that sea taste. Also, the flakes will have that texture. And the black bean garlic sauce will have that umami flavor. I used to sell vegan bagoong. It's a little more complicated to make, but I showed on my YouTube a simpler version, something that you can easily make at home, and it's on YouTube. So you can have it there. Also, Nick's Kitchen serves their kare-kare with vegan bagoong. All right. So yeah, totally, you can do it at home. Are you vegan? Almost? No? Just no problem. Just try this. Try this at home with the vegan bagoong. It's possible.
When you make your toasted rice powder from scratch, do you grind the raw rice, or do you cook the rice and then grind it?
Do I toast first and then grind, or do I grind first before? I toast the rice first and then I grind. But yeah, I can. Yeah, you can do either way.
It's uncooked, right?
Right, uncooked.
Okay, that's
Uncooked. You don't cook the rice. Yeah, it's uncooked. You cook it by toasting, but you don't cook it with water or anything like that. Yeah.
To me, it's difficult, oftentimes changing recipes, converting recipes to vegan. So how did you decide how you could change the recipe instead of using meat and try it to the vegetables?
So what's my cooking process like? How do I conceptualize?
How did you change the recipe so that it was vegan and not?
Right, how do I veganize certain things? So I I love being creative with food. So I always get inspiration from many different places. The tribe, for example, I got that idea, the snow mushroom, when I was having a vegan pho soup at Golden Lotus in Oakland. So I was like, this is their replacement for tribe. I can use this for kare-kare. So certain ingredients. So that's what I love about going vegan. You can totally be creative and have fun with trying different ingredients. So this is ready, and we're ready for the sample. So, yay, made it. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have more questions, I'm also on social media. Just contact me there. I'll answer you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Here's your phone. Let me get the rice.
Oh, this is...
So it looks like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you had made it with tomatoes.
Right.
Should we go outside?